After being criminally charged with trying to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election, former President Donald Trump is now determined to make democracy a meaningless word. All that and more now on Drafts Grievances. The United States is, quote, sleepwalking into a dictatorship. Those are the frightening words from former Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney, who says that if Donald Trump is reelected, America's democratic republic will cease to exist. And that is because Trump is intent on ending free and fair elections in the United States. Cheney saying that if Trump defeats President Joe Biden next year, that may be, quote, the last election you ever get to vote in. The last election you ever get to vote in. And important to remember as you listen to these chilling words from Cheney is that she is not some moderate milquetoast Republican. No, she is the daughter of former Republican Vice President Dick Cheney and voted with Donald Trump 93% of the time. Cheney more loyal to Trump's agenda than the current Speaker of the House, Republican Mike Johnson, and even Trump sycophant Congressman Jim Jordan. But unlike those cowardly men and the vast majority of House and Senate Republicans, Cheney was not willing to go along with Trump's coup attempt. The former George W. Bush administration official bravely voting with 9 other House Republicans to impeach Trump over his brazen attempt to overturn his 2020 election loss and his role in the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. Cheney's refusal to put Trump above the Constitution costing her not only the number 3 position in Republican House leadership, but her Wyoming congressional district. Cheney overwhelmingly defeated last year by a Trump-backed challenger. The near monolithic fidelity to Trump amongst House Republicans now also leading Cheney to conclude that the GOP cannot be trusted with the House majority, which she personally fought to build for years. Cheney saying, quote, the Republican Party has made a choice and they haven't chosen the Constitution. It presents a threat to American democracy if the Republicans are in charge. And this point, that Republicans have chosen Trump over the Constitution, is one that President Joe Biden has repeatedly made as he prepares for a rematch against the twice impeached former president. Biden calling attention to Trump's own words about his 2025 authoritarian plans, including Trump saying he will use the U.S. military to attack his domestic political opponents by invoking the Insurrection Act. Trump also vowing to use the Justice Department to unleash vengeance against his critics and perceived adversaries. Trump openly saying he will appoint a special prosecutor to, quote, go after President Biden and his family if elected next year. Of course, Trump has a long history of embracing authoritarian ideas. Who could forget his lock her up chant referring to his 2016 Democratic opponent Hillary Clinton? But unlike during his first term, if Trump is able to re-enter the White House, his authoritarian impulses will not face nearly as much blowback from elected Republicans and his own appointees. Trump purging those in his circle who challenged him during his first administration and successfully defeating the vast majority of his Republican opponents in elected office. Which is why a second Trump administration will be way more radical than the first. And if all of this has you concerned, you're not alone. Even Trump seems to sense his rhetoric is alienating voters he needs to win. For the first time this past weekend, Trump falsely accusing President Biden of posing a severe threat to democracy. Yes, really. Trump saying in Iowa, quote, Joe Biden is not the defender of American democracy. Joe Biden is the destroyer of American democracy. There is, for the record, no evidence Biden is seeking to undermine America's democracy. Yet Trump has been criminally charged with trying to do just that. But this is the Trump playbook. Accuse opponents of behavior you yourself are guilty of. As you will recall, back in 2016, Trump falsely alleged Hillary Clinton was a Russian puppet when in fact his campaign engaged in a coordinated conspiracy with the Russian government, according to the Mueller report. Trump's ability to manipulate voters must not be underestimated. You might see through his con, but many will not. This is what Trump has been doing his entire life. But never before has the future of America's democracy been at stake. Thank you for watching Graph's Grievances. Let me know what you think. Please like, subscribe, share, and join me tomorrow for more.